So the big question is this: how do investors like us who trade options and manage our own money generate income regardless of where the stock market goes, and do it all in a way that lets us make time for the people and things we love, and yet still build wealth and remain profitable? That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. I'm your host, Kirk Duplessis, and you're listening to The Daily Call from Option Alpha. Hey everyone, this is Kirk here again from Option Alpha, and welcome back to The Daily Call. Today we got an interesting topic, and we're talking about using other people's money, OPM, for investing in options. So somebody recently wrote in the Facebook group, they said, using other people's money or bank loans for investing is common in startups and real estate, which it is. Is there any particular reason why this shouldn't work for options, considering that we're only investing in this vehicle out of the three mentioned here? We can invest in options, startups, or real estate that can set realistic probabilities of success. Why risk yourself getting a mortgage, buy a house, and try to rent it to cover the mortgage payments and other expenses, and not getting a loan with the lowest possible APR to increase your capital to invest in options? Now, look, I will definitely blanket say this statement that I do not agree necessarily with this style of investing. One, because I feel like as opposed to other things like startups or real estate, which in some cases you have a little bit more control over, which is different than options trading, that when you get into the world of options trading, what is your single biggest risk in this environment, and we have talked about this on weekly podcasts, is the idea of the sequencing risk that comes with a high probability system like this. So just using real estate, because I also invest in real estate, so I can speak to this on very high level terms. When you invest in real estate, you have a lot more control over what you're going to do. So there's no blanket like you're going to rent it or you may not for 8 months, right? Because you could reduce the rent and potentially, rent it out for less than expected, but at least you're going to keep it rented for 8 months. Maybe you shoot for $1,000 in rent and you can't get anybody for a month. So you drop it down to $900 and boom, you've got a tenant, right? So there's a lot more control over what you can do there. In the options market, though you have control over position size and all these things we talk about, tickers, diversity, portfolio balance, what you still don't have control over are things like black swans and sequencing risk. So even the best portfolio, the best position size, everything can go through just a bad sequence of returns where you just have, like a pretty good drawdown that you have to ride out. And so the question becomes, if you go through that type of scenario and you're using OPM or other people's money, how long can you survive in that void or that gap before you start having to miss payments or leverage other things to, make ends meet? And so I'm not a fan of it, for that reason. So sure, there's probably exceptions to the rule. There's probably people who, like, if you can get a 1%, 30-year, loan and it's interest only payments, right? Okay, maybe, I don't know, like, you could probably build the case for me and, sway my decision. Generally though, I don't think it's a good idea, only because of the sequencing risk that's involved in markets. And I think people end up doing things that are not necessarily the best for their portfolios, trying to fight back. And especially when you have loans hanging over you or payments hanging over you, you tend not to make the best decisions. So anyways, that's my take on it. But as always, really good, interesting topic to discuss. If you have any questions, let me know. And until next time, happy trading. Thanks for joining us on The Daily Call. Be sure to subscribe right now for more daily options trading ideas, strategies, and tactics to help you learn how to place smarter, more profitable trades. And if you like what we're doing, don't forget to give us a rating and a review so we can continue to bring you the best daily content possible. We'll see you again tomorrow, right here on The Daily Call from OptionAlpha.com.